Made in the USA. Is it just a clever marketing term, or is it truly a way that you can be profitable in today's economy? I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm joined today by Patty Baisden, the Vice President and co-owner of QMT Wind Chimes. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
This morning we're going to be talk about manufacturing, inventory control, and creating products in the United States. Be Better Business TV is a live program, so if you have questions for me or for Patty, feel free to chat those in, and we'll answer those live on air. Okay, well, I know that you and your husband are active in several business and industry associations. Can you share with us what impact that has had on your business, being involved in the industry and being involved in the business community?
Okay. When we first joined the Virginia Manufacturers Association, we kind of sat there and looked at each other and went, oh, wow, are we manufacturers? And then we realized that if you make something, you're a manufacturer. And we got to know the people and the situations, and we realized that there is a huge value in sharing experiences with other business owners. Business is business at some point.
Yes,
it doesn't matter what your service is, it's people providing a service.
Right.
Whether that's a physical service, whether that's a wind chime, whether it's whatever it may happen to be, healthcare, anything. So if you have people providing a service, you have a lot in common with those businesses.
Right.
And we have learned that in some industries we are a very small fish in a very big pond.
Okay.
But there are people out there that have learned things that we don't know.
Right.
And I never know when I go to one of these meetings who I'm going to meet who knows somebody that I really need to know.
Yes.
Or that I really need to talk to. And it has been very helpful to us to sit back and learn and reflect from some of the more experienced larger companies and see what they're doing, what works. Hearing about best practices.
Right.
Where can we go in the future? How can we improve? Wow, this can be done. And the challenge of that, we've been reminded, my husband and I, to work on the business, not just in the business.
Okay. Right.
And that has been invaluable to do that. So here I am, working on the business,
and
not in the business.
I see a lot. I get a lot of that. Of course, as a business consultant, you get a lot of folks who day to day. I sat down with a couple years ago, and we sat down for lunch, and we started talking about their business. Now, this is a married couple that travels together and spends time together. And they looked at me and they said, this is the first time in 5 years we've talked about the business.
Right.
Right. So you can get into the daily things and really now focus on it. So that's great advice.
Yes. That was probably our biggest takeaway from the first session we went to.
Okay.
And that has been very good.
Right.
Now, I must say, I have to put a plug in again for manufacturing because manufacturing is the value added to the economy.
Okay.
So to get our economy moving within the United States, manufacturing is what provides the jobs that provide jobs for other people.
Okay.
Our string, our wood, our pipe, our little pieces, our boxes, everything is made in the United States.
Right.
So when you buy something made in the United States, you are providing jobs.
Okay.
Not just a service like a business consultant.
Well, thank you. Well, I employ a producer, and I
No, like I said,
absolutely.
Business is business, but some are the engine of the economy.
Yep.
And manufacturing is the engine of our economy.
Right. Yeah, and I think a lot of people agree that, especially small and medium business, that them taking off and them being able to start investing again is going to be a big part of a full recovery.
And the effect will snowball.
Right
now, it is difficult to find a factory that can make certain parts and pieces.
Right.
We have a wind chime, our largest size wind chime in our Corinthian bells line. We delayed putting it out on the market to find someone that would make the top.
Okay.
Now, making the top of a wind chime is not a really, I mean, yes, it's specific to us, but it's not rocket science.
Okay. I was going to say that, but
no, it's not rocket science. But we needed somebody that could make it for us, and we couldn't find somebody that would make it for us. And it is kind of alarming to see that in the United States there wasn't somebody that could make an aluminum top of a wind chime for us.
Yeah.
So we did find them, we put it out there, but rather than go offshore, we delayed that product going
Okay.
out. As more manufacturers come back to the United States or grow in the United States, there will be that capacity to make things. So if you have an idea and you're wondering, can I do that? If you don't want to do it yourself, which
Right.
is always an option,
Right.
or if you don't want to hire people to do it for you, if you can find a partner company that will do it for you, there will be that effect of the excess in capacity of
Right.
factories, which right now in the United States is tough to find.
Okay. Good.
Um,
What I wanted to ask you on the industries, what specifically have you done within those industries? So you go to the meetings, but have you contributed in another way that has had more of an impact than just going to the meetings?
That's one of the
Yes.
ripple in the pond.
Okay.
I don't know.
All
You
right.
know, has something I said inspired somebody?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I have no idea. My husband Jamie is currently on the board of the Virginia
Right.
Manufacturers Association, so he will be going to more events, getting to know people. Just the networking of not just at the meetings and the conferences,
Yes.
but the saying, you know, hey, I need this to be made somewhere. Where can I do that? Having those contacts has been very, very important.
And you get a little bit better contacts, deeper relationships, I guess, when you start joining boards and committees and those types of things.
Yes, or just get out there and go.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I've sat at meetings with Southern Growth Policies Board
Right.
on manufacturing, and then on workforce development, which was a lot about high-tech manufacturing. Because manufacturers have trouble finding people qualified that are work ready to take those positions.
Okay.
So there are jobs available in the United States.
Right.
They are just not in some of the jobs that people are trained to do.
Yeah.
So there is a gap in that workforce development, and I wonder, what am I doing here? And then I think maybe, you know, this does make a difference, or I'll get to know somebody who knows somebody who I need to know.
Right.
And that is the ripple in the pond that, yes, I think it's made an effect. Can I say this is the web of how I got there?
Right.
Not necessarily.
It's tough to track that sometimes.
It's tough to
right?
track.
Well, let me ask this. What will it take to bring more manufacturing back into the United States? You talked about how important it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, through the associations, through what the industries are doing. What will it take to bring more manufacturing back to the United States?
I think a lot of it's a can-do attitude.
Okay.
That I can do it in the United States. I have talked to people locally who have started businesses on an idea and said, I couldn't do it in the United States. And I think, you can do it in the United States.
Okay.
I know you can do it in the United States. Because I am doing it in the United States.
Right.
It takes investment in not just saying, I'm going to get somebody else to do my idea. It takes doing it.
Right.
So I think it just takes the commitment and the belief that you can,
Okay.
because it is possible, but in some ways it's easier to say, I'm going to take my idea and find somebody else to make it for me.
Right.
And those little, like I mentioned, the excess capacity in those factories in the United States right now is really tough to find.
Yeah.
We have had some smaller businesses with really neat products come to us and say, can you put this piece together for me? I just need this little piece assembled. And we don't have the capacity to do
Right.
that. But in an ideal world, we will grow to the point where we can. And then those seed companies can form. But it just takes a commitment to doing it
Okay.
and saying, I'm going to do it.
So a little bit of a hurdle, kind of getting over that, getting things set up and making that happen. But once you do that, there's some
Right.
good benefits as far as inventory and location
Absolutely.
and quality.
Well, and with the investment, it takes an investment. Let's say you wanted to make jackets in the
Okay.
United States. Okay, you've got this ingenious plan, you're going to do it. Well, you would have to buy some sewing machines, and you'd have to hire some people, and you'd have to figure out how to do it.
Train them.
And train them and rent a space. However, if you get somebody overseas to do it for you, they've got the factory set up, they've got the seamstresses or sewers, tailors.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's just women. So they have the people to do it that know how to do it.
Right.
But you're going to have to order a whole container of them.
Yeah.
So it's an investment in, do you want to have 1,000 of these sitting in your garage to sell?
Right.
Or do you want to buy some sewing machines?
Yeah, so it goes back to the inventory
Back
and
to the
cash flow as well.
inventory.
So great business decisions.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you, Patty, for joining us today. But would you care to take a minute and share a little bit more about QMT Wind Chimes?
QMT Wind Chimes is the premier, I'll say, manufacturing company in the United States that makes wind chimes. Our signature line is the Corinthian Bells wind chimes. Those are the ones that people usually ask for. We have other lines to suit other tastes and price points. We also do, I have to throw in, we do have a pink wind chime that is for the girls' wind chimes. Yes. We do not make a profit on that. That's my pet project.
Okay.
My mother is a 10-year breast cancer survivor, and I came up with the name and the idea for the girls' wind chime to give back to the breast cancer cause. And so that is our newest endeavor.
Well, and I like that aspect of, once again, a local business giving back to the community.
Yes, that is very important.
Great. Well, thank you. That's a great idea and a great business, and I thank you for being on the show. I'm Jamie Gorman, the CEO of Sigma Business Management. Thank you for joining us here on Be Better at Business TV. Being better at business helps you make better decisions, which leads to better results. In Sigma Business Management, we help you be better at business so you can get those results.